What's happening, people? We are going to start Kingdom Season 2 today. I think there was a big misunderstanding, and that falls on us for improperly communicating, so I'm going to be very upfront with you guys. We're doing this right now, but there's not going to be a reaction to Kingdom next week. The reason why we said in the finale for Season 1, we just got so much coming up this month. Yes, there's Christmas and New Year's, and we want to celebrate some time with our family, have some downtime, but then we also got probably a lot of Spider-Man the week Spider-Man comes out, and then we got Witcher Season 2, so we're trying to finish Witcher Season 1. There's also Book of Boba Fett after that, and then Cobra Kai starts. So it's just a lot of mapping out, and we cover a bunch of shows at Patreon as well. That's why we were saying we're gonna need just a tiny bit of a break. Wanted to start this up here to let you guys know it was not the plan to wait a long time to stop. We were just trying to recalibrate, and I figured what better way to get the word out than just by starting it and letting you guys know that next week there won't be one. But the plan is to pick it up again regularly after that. And for those who are concerned, no, you can't wait 2 weeks to shoot it, our viewing experience is not the same as the editing, thumbing, uploading experience for you guys. So oftentimes we'll shoot in a very specific order, so we won't be lost. It's just the uploads are going to be a tad weird, but the plan is the week after next, make it be regular shuffle again. We good?
Yeah, let us know if we're good.
Let us know if we communicated that fine, so you guys don't think we're stopping the show. But hit that like button, full-length watch-alongs at our Patreon, and hey, thanks to the boys at Prepper for editing this down. Let's watch this after that cliffhanger.
이것이 죽은 이를 되살린다는 그 불인가?
So he had this plan for years.
이 불의 진액을 침에 묻혀 죽은 자의 인당열에 꽂으면 산 사람의 피와 살을 탐하는 괴물로 되살아나는데.
He knew exactly what it would do.
And who did you test this on? God, how ominous.
Let's try it on all of them. Wow.
What a lovely murder.
Do you think he killed the Emperor just to use the resurrection plan?
That is now an excellent question. I could absolutely see them doing something like that. God.
Cool.
Wow. Jesus. Crushed.
Oh man, they pulled an all-nighter.
I know. They're just about to celebrate. Yeah, can we get these things back on fire, please? Just burn the whole friggin' place, man. Burn all that brush. Hawkeye. Oh my God.
Get in the water. Get in the water.
Oh my God, no. No. Oh.
Nice. This guy can't die. Protect him.
Yeah. He's the new Young Shin.
Wow.
Come on,
epic
my
shots.
dude. Jump for. Whoa.
Oh, smart. Man. Good thing you knew exactly where to jump.
Yeah.
경상천에도 괴물이 몰려왔습니다.
Wow.
Golly.
What a season 2 opener.
I get why they wanted this to be the opener. Yeah.
오행자 총을 준비해라!
Wowza.
Oh.
Oh my god, the big one!
No. Oh. We can't. No.
Stab the heads.
No.
It's begun.
Oh, man knows what needs to be
Cut
done.
off the head. You can get multiple heads right there.
Yeah.
Holy shitballs. Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. What an opener.
Oh no.
Were you bit? Or is it just blood?
아니야. 살짝 물린 거야.
Bite's a bite. Just casually push him off.
Shoot his hand
Oh,
off.
come on, put him out of his misery. The precision of all filmmaking on that opening sequence, from choreography to editing, staging, effects. Oh, brilliantly
Masterful.
executed. So brilliant. It's a marvel to behold, man.
Absolutely, yeah. This is one of the best
And
zombies.
it doesn't stop. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let's go fast. Break the gate.
For the
Fuck.
love of God.
There's enough of you that could probably break that lock. Not enough of you guys are going for the head.
Yeah. Need to get your heads in the game.
Help him. Oh, dude, what are you doing?
Oh, he bit though. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
It's the only
He's
reason.
the best fighter.
I know. There's only one reason you step up and be a hero.
Oh, he could lock it from. Yeah.
Oh.
Die a warrior, man.
Wow.
해가 뜨면 사라질 수 없는데. 분명 그랬는데.
Oh man, this is freaking the lady and the guy are just at the
Yeah.
river right now. Yeah. It's trapped there.
They're at the origin site of the plants.
Yeah, you guys, now's not the time to slow down.
Yeah. They're just at the opposite end. Come on, man, you got this.
제게 그리 말씀하시지 않으셨습니까? 나으리는 해원초 시인이 무탈할 것이라고요. 문경세제로 가시지요.
No, damn, you smart.
맞아. 빈틈없이 뿌려라. 고기도 좀 뿌리고.
Oh, they treated it like a plague?
Yeah.
Religious plague?
It's like Passover.
Yeah.
어젯밤 북문 밖에서 발견된 여인들입니다. 거만한 시생파의 말로는 가다이를 출산한 상태였다고 합니다. 이 여인과 함께 발견된 갓난아이는
Oh.
그곳이 어딘가?
북문 밖 삼계동의 내선제입니다. 해원조씨 가문의 별채 중전마마의 사가입니다.
Secrets are coming out.
Bring us a boy, damn you.
왕자만 태어나면 된다.
That's all.
그 몸딸이 지기 전 삼신상을 차리십시오. 그날 왕자 아기씨를 품에 안으실 것입니다.
The Crown Prince.
Hey, maybe. And you might just be dead.
겨우 목숨만을 부채 여기까지 왔습니다. 절 거두어 주시옵소서.
그래. 내가 직접 너를 동네 부사자리에 앉혔다. 네 몸에 흐르는 회원조 씨의 피에 고마워하거라.
Family's family.
동네 도부의 부사이며 회원조 씨의 유일한 후계자다.
Wow, him?
Wow.
동네 이승희 의원 밑에 있었던 은여이옵니다. 제가 살아서 얘까지 올 수 있도록 큰 도움을 주었습니다.
Oh no.
You say too much, man.
No.
You say way too much, man.
매일 아침 성안 모든 사람들에게 골고루 나눠주거라. 아끼는 것이 마땅하나 부족함이 커서도 안 될 것이다.
People are very nice. What was the close up on the hay for?
Something ominous to be returned to later. Maybe there's a hatch under there.
이 역병에 대해 조합주 대감이 숨긴 것이 있었습니다. 대감 마님을 저희를 속인 겁니다.
Oh wow, he knew all about this disease from 3 years ago. Damn.
3년 전 우린 상주를 경상 땅으로 보냈다.
Oh, interesting.
소인이 잠시 정신이 나갔었나 봅니다. 그래서 병사들과 함께 읍성의 경비를 살피겠습니다.
And then I'll go beat myself just in case.
조학주가 그리하라 말하더냐. 스승님께서 말씀하셨다. 내금이들은 내가 이곳에 올 거란 걸 알고 있었다고. 내가 그런 것이냐?
When would he have time to betray you?
Been with you this entire time. But also, for the love of God, please, don't let it be him.
저를 못 믿으시는 겁니까?
Oh.
난 사람을 두고 주화를 따라 제 가족, 제 모든 걸 버리고
Oh man.
경상 땅까지 와 있는 저를 못 믿으시겠다는 겁니까?
Oh, I trust you, dude.
I'm all about you, man.
All about you, man. I love you.
You're like my favorite.
When they were barricaded, he cared about nothing but getting used to safety, dude.
Absolutely.
Just one problem after another.
Yeah.
식량들은
Yeah.
안에 있는 식량들을 다 꺼내었느냐?
못 꺼냈습니다.
Oh, that's why they focus on the hay.
Yeah, that's where it started, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
내 아이를 굶어 죽게 할 순 없어서 그저 쌀 한 손만 가져오려다 일이 될 줄 몰랐어. 그만 등불을 떨어뜨려서.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
날 죽이시오.
They can't afford any fucking accidents.
Huh.
What if you take the resurrection plant while you're alive?
이리 내놓거라. 어서.
To shatter all hope.
그 불 때문에 이 역병이 시작되었습니다.
네가 그걸 어찌 아느냐?
어찌 알았는지 어서 말씀 올리거라.
They all just tremble when he's around.
Yeah. And he's just the most stoic.
평상일지를 보았다. 그럼 그것도 알고 있느냐? 죽은 이를 되살리는 방법 말이다.
생사초를 짓내긴 뒤 침에 묻혀 인당혈의 1분의 깊이를 꽂으면 한시진 뒤에 죽은 시신이 살아난다.
Like the opening scene. The credits.
문경세제로 갈 것입니다. 저 밖에 괴물들을 뚫고 문경세제로 어찌 가시겠다는 겁니까?
모두를 살리려면 가야 합니다. 최정의 인원들로 뽑아주십시오.
so they can all die.
Yeah. To walk into death with me.
Wow, right in the eyeball.
Find the cure.
Oh, yeah, that's the way you defeat them.
Yeah.
Have them eat each other.
Everybody just donate a pint and we'll splash them around.
So fascinating. Both sides of this wall, they're both starving.
Yeah. Let's go.
모든 관문으로 흩어졌다면 문경세제를 지키는 인원은 많아봐야 500입니다.
이 500의 인원으로 문경세제 모든 성벽을 지킬 수는 없습니다.
네.
조학주를 죽일 것입니다.
That's what we wanted to hear.
조학주를 단죄하고 내 자리로 돌아가 처참한 굶주림과 역병에서 백성들을 구할 것입니다. 그리고 반드시 살아남아
Hell yeah.
세상을 열 것입니다.
Go.
New world where the infected
Have
and the
rights.
living get to. Yeah, everyone has rights.
Yeah. Hey, you can feed, Cho Hak-ju to the monsters, and there you go.
Now that would have been a season 1 ender.
As much as it's got me really hyped for season 2, I mean that would have been insane.
That would have been the perfect
As
season
ending.
1
Yeah.
closer right there. Because I'm pretty sure they shot this back to back.
Yeah.
Usually you can tell when there's a difference in quality. I don't know,
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
theory. But usually you can tell when there's a difference in like, that guy's haircut looks a little bit different. There's something on there. Yeah.
These things have gotten a little more streamlined in the production. Yeah.
But this looks way, and I can't imagine like, let's bring all those extras back to do those same shots and
Yeah.
So it feels like it just would have been the smart thing to shoot this back to back. And yeah, watching this, I'm like, this would have been the perfect season 1 ender.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're charging off into what feels like truly the next part of the story. I'm very fascinated. Maybe they just wanted to keep the episode counts the same. I don't know what the exact episode count of season 2 is. But,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it. Well, that was fantastic. The battle sequence in the first half of this, I love when they have those episodes like that where like the last half or the first half is just a big action sequence.
Yeah.
It's just really tense and taut. And I think that like that's when this show excels at just awesome precision, like the calculation of how they handle the choreography and the editing. You're dealing with so like you guys really cannot stop taking it for granted. Stop it. It is so difficult to just map that out, and you got so much different footage, and it's gotta, and at the end of the day, you gotta be able to tell what's going on while mainly eliciting the right type of tight grip, tense emotion that it's supposed to generate within your soul. That is the hardest part about it, is it could just look like a chaotic mess. So you gotta like assemble chaos in a way that is readable.
yeah, you have to orchestrate chaos, and you have to build this Rube Goldberg machine of not only do you have people on the technical side capturing things in real time, but you got to make sure your horde of zombies and your horde of survivors are all in the right places, moving these cannons and all these different things.
The stunt work.
Yeah.
It is a major stage of choreography. Like, as I say choreography, you usually think of like fight scenes or something, which it is. But I'm talking about like just the amount of how many shots there were and how many moving tracking shots there were too. And you just got to think of the escalation as well. And the stunt work around it. I was just so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they have such a good grip on how to capture those sequences. Like nothing more can be said. That was one of the best. And
yeah.
I can't imagine being in your guys' shoes, where for the fans who watched it when it aired, like season 1, and then they had to wait like a year for fucking season 2 to come around.
Like they better give us something pretty friggin' amazing, and they delivered wholeheartedly.
And like I waited a long time. Now let's see what they do here.
Oh yeah, it was hypnotic and tense. Like it's hard to, I think, to mix those two together because they did such a great job of choosing all these different lenses and things, but always keeping the camera moving, whether it be through a zoom or whether it be mounting it on top of a cannon, going through a hole to the horde, or even if it's just a cutback to somebody on the top of, a wall, it's at least a little shaky. Like they really sculpted all of the motion, and that in a visual sense communicates that whole idea that this is nonstop. You can't take a break. There's no breather.
And there's players on all angles.
Yeah.
It's like when you're doing a movie, you get so much time to prepare for something like this, and that's not easy to do on a movie. Like think Lord of the Rings Helm's Deep battle, for example, right? And you have to factor in like, okay, these characters are here, these characters are here, they're up here, they're down here, they're by the water. And you gotta cut to all this,
and you gotta
have it flow
and make it all feel like it's happening just over there or just over here, and not lose everybody in the geography. You have to really have the geography mapped out as well, and it's deceptively hard to do that when you're thinking about camera angles and shots and reverse shots. There are rules to those things, and then you also on top of those rules have to make it look engaging. And this was like expert filmmaking to the max, to the point where that whole you get the quiet opening sequence with the slight origin, explaining how we got here, but you get one of the best action and also zombie action set pieces I think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Because it had everything you would expect and want out of like a visceral epic battle, while also it combined with just this really palpable horror. Like it is truly pulse pounding in both equal measure in action and horror in those moments.
Oh yeah, there's no disputing that at all.
And I mean the guy, like the acting too that comes out, because so much of it is just looks and intensity in the faces of everybody, and especially the guy who plays the Crown Prince. Like he has so much to do across this episode that's all just in his face as he's processing the entirety of the situations he's in, and
he wants to save the people. He would never want to leave or abandon them. At the same time, he knows how important it is that he stays alive. So it's just like he's in a constant state of inner conflict, because it's like he would never, we know him as a character who would gladly give his life to be here, but he can't also give his life. So it's just brilliantly acted, and a lot of great reveals there, like with Lord An and the Cho Hak, looking at the background that they shared together, because they let on that he knew a little something more.
Sure.
Especially when you first cut to him in a few episodes ago, and he's like meditating or something. And you see that he's aware of when they said like they're coming back. He didn't have a reaction like what. He obviously knew of this, and to learn that they did weaponize this infection prior.
And it also too makes it like even earlier on there's that whole thing about Hak-ju being like, we got to get to Lord An before the Crown Prince does, because if we can do that we might be able to sway him to our side. And I'm especially getting that context here. I was like, I could see how if he was the first one to get there, he could spin this situation. And so they make that palpable too, just the kind of fragility of the relationship, and his whole role in the thing, when he tells that one guy off about like, it's what we needed to win the war, I would do it all over.
It's funny, for some reason, even though it's like a historical fiction zombie show, the comparisons that constantly run through my mind is Lord of the Rings. Specifically the Hobbit trilogy.
Definitely,
The Lord of the Rings trilogy is the one that constantly runs through my mind when I watch this. And Game of Thrones didn't do that. No other show I've watched does that, but this one does, I think, because of the practicality and the way the action is staged too. That's what reminds me of it. And then right down to at the with the plot progressing of, you know how to say it, Seo-bi, and what's the guy's name?
Oh crap!
funny man, funny
yeah,
coward,
the magistrate.
coward.
I've been calling him magistrate guy this whole time.
Okay, I was calling that Cho magistrate guy.
Yeah,
and nurse lady. When they decide to flee to Cho Hak-ju, then they decide to flee to him. And the way that progresses makes me think of Return of the King, of what happens with Pippin.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Shit, you're working for the enemy.
Yeah,
and that's the only way you stay alive now.
There's gonna be an extended eating sequence in the next episode where she's got to sing to him now.
Yeah, and you don't really know what his plan is. It's like, whoa, would he be anti-eliminate the disease? When I'm like, well, how does it behoove you to keep the disease alive?
Yeah, and they're so great at like, he's great at pulling that out of you where you're like, I feel like any prospect of yours is going to be nefarious, but also I guess I kind of want to find out though. Like maybe there's more to, like, his political, aspirations are so dastardly that I almost wonder if there's maybe something more nuanced in whatever this is about to become with him. Yeah, exploring more of the infection with them.
Yeah, there's just some great emotional scenes. Like, what was that thing with Young Shin and the guy? Is there a beat I'm missing, or is that something to be unveiled later?
I wasn't certain. I couldn't tell if we maybe lost something or if it was just a human moment to maybe be expounded on later. Because I do appreciate.
There's definitely a history with him.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't look at him while that was happening. He couldn't look at him and kill him, and he was like, I'm sorry, and he clearly stayed behind and had a moment where usually I feel like Young Shin would kind of just take care of the job quickly.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I guess in the moment, I took that as more of like a, he'd be leveling zombies all day, not batting an eye, but when it comes to this of like, you made the ultimate sacrifice so that we could get the hell out of here, I almost don't want to look at this because this actually breaks my heart, But I think your interpretation is probably a lot more likely. And yeah, if there was something, I imagine it was subtle because, they also seem to have a certain level of skill. I mean, we never see the other guy use a gun, but it seems like as far as the warriors go, they are two of the most quick-witted and competent. So I can see maybe they had time together hunting tigers or something.
Yes, exactly. There might have been. Maybe it's to come later on. Mm-hmm. And then, the scene with Mu Young and the Crown Prince. That broke my heart. I think I like, it sucks because I'm like, I don't want to completely defend Mu Young in case I'm wrong, but
because
I believe
show logic dictates that we love him, so he must hurt us by the end.
But when you watch, it especially dawned on me when they were trying to get through the barricade when it was locked. Right when they broke through, the first thing he said, the first thing he's trying to do is protect it. At all times, he's trying to protect him. So why would he try to sabotage him or get him killed or something like that,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if their goal, it seems like the Chos want the Crown Prince dead, and I don't feel like they care as much at this point to be like, let's do protocol. I feel like they would just want to kill him on spot. So
yeah,
I feel like Mu Young would have easily had the opportunity to do that. So to me, that's a mark, against, like, I mean, when would he have had the opportunity unless he's dropping little notes or sending birds out? And he's given so much and risked so much and puts his all into it, way more than like a deceit seems like it would merit, because every single minute he's risking life and limb,
And then we got the prophesizing with the queen.
Yeah.
But I think that's a mislead.
That's got to be a mislead.
I think it's alluding to the Crown Prince will come back.
Yeah, and also too, it's like
misinterpretation of the prophecy.
Yeah, and probably some kind of just comeuppance for that character of like, you think, in trying to orchestrate this grand machination and now turning to some kind of, offering ritual, that's going to backfire. It's not actually going to happen for you. It's probably not even real, and you're going to, probably cross blades with the Crown Prince instead.
All right, guys. Well, Kingdom Season 2, hell of an opener for sure. Leave your thoughts down below on what you thought. I don't know what to say, but we will we'll probably shoot one next week. We won't go up for another week. There's only so much time in a day to get
tight.
things out.
Episode 2's coming.
They take a few hours to put one of these together.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for being here, and let's do a page.
Deontay W. Tongue Punch Fart Box. My dude, if there's anybody who I would want to be trapped with in a zombie apocalypse,
It's not him.
it's not you, because
No.
you would draw them right to us with your flatulence and your constant tongue punching, you know.
You
and,
smell awful.
Yeah.
Stuck with that guy.
It's already gonna smell bad with guts and, you know, viscera lying everywhere.
And nothing's worse than a fart.
Yeah, and then to add a fart on top of that, it's like, as much as I love Shaun of the Dead and that ending scene, I'm like, I never want to smell
it's
what
just
that
immature.
basement smells like. Yeah, so Deontay, listen, when the big one hits, you got to become an adult and you know, stop farting everywhere.
But what if that is the key to defeating the enemy? What if the fart box is so strong that it reaches up their nostrils and into their brain, ultimately killing them, pierces their brain?
Yeah, and now I can just imagine the opening credits of this show, but this fog is all brown. Yeah, and that's all because of Deontay.
While they're leading them over, he's just farting into a box to just
Yeah. There's an early scene where like a zombie approaches, you think it's gonna eat Deontay, and then all of a sudden you just hear a little fart slip out, and the zombie's like, totally repulsed, runs away, and then you're the savior of mankind through, you know, comedic cowardice.
All right, Deontay, I guess you're on our side. That's called character arc.